Have you ever stopped to think about how the energy of your space can reflect and influence your life? On the path to self-knowledge and the law of attraction, it is essential to create an environment that welcomes serenity and abundance. In this video, we'll explore 5 elements that you can eliminate from your room immediately, freeing up space for new opportunities and harmony, guided by Buddhist teachings. Allow yourself to discover how small changes can transform not only your space, but also your soul. The energy of the space we inhabit is an extension of ourselves. Every object, every color, and even the arrangement of furniture influences our state of mind and our ability to connect with the world around us. In Buddhism, we learn about the interdependence of all things. Just as a river is not just water, but also the rocks and trees that surround it, our space is a vital part of who we are. When we look at our room, it is essential to recognize that it can be a reflection of our inner state. By creating an environment that radiates peace and balance, we are actually cultivating fertile soil for spiritual growth. A first step towards transforming your space is to look closely at the objects that make it up. Ask yourself, does this item bring joy, or does it just take up space? We often accumulate things that no longer have any meaning in our lives, that have become just reminders of a past that no longer serves us. Detachment is a central teaching in Buddhism. Just as Buddha's teachings show us the importance of letting go of the bonds of desire, it is essential that we also let go of the need to accumulate physical objects. In doing so, we release not only physical space, but also the emotional energy that these items carry. In addition, the presence of broken or damaged objects can create a field of stagnant energy. In Buddhist philosophy, the concept of impermanence teaches us that everything is constantly changing. When we keep things in our space that are not in good condition, we are, in a way, resisting this truth. Healing and renewal are essential, so allow yourself to discard or repair what no longer serves you. This not only cleans the environment, but also symbolizes your willingness to welcome the new. Transform your space and your life with the 21-day life-changing challenge with Buddhist practices and rituals. Learn to let go and create an environment that radiates peace and balance. Are you ready for this journey of self-knowledge? Find out more at the link in the first comment. Another important aspect is the use of colors and decorative elements. Soft colors, such as light blue or green, can convey a sense of tranquility and harmonize the energy of the space. Buddhism values simplicity and clarity. Choosing minimalist decor can be a powerful reflection of this principle. Less is more. By eliminating excess, you allow light and energy to flow more freely, creating an environment that nourishes the spirit. Now, let's talk about the importance of a clean and organized space. The act of cleaning is not just about the physical part, but is also a ritual of purification. When cleaning your room, visualize yourself releasing not only the dust and dirt, but also the worries and tensions you carry. It's an act of self-love. This is in line with the practice of meditation, where we seek to eliminate distractions and find an inner space of peace. Finally, consider the presence of plants and elements of nature. In Buddhism, nature is seen as a reflection of our own essence. By bringing life into your space, you not only beautify the environment, but also create a connection with the vital energy that flows around us. Plants are carriers of wisdom and can teach us about growth, resilience, and impermanence. Transforming your space is a path to transforming your life. Every small step in this direction is an act of compassion towards yourself and an invitation to abundance and serenity. The first change you might consider is removing objects that have no clear purpose or bring you no joy. Buddhism teaches us the importance of simplicity and detachment. When we accumulate things, we often become prisoners of our possessions. Every item we have should serve a purpose or bring a positive feeling. Ask yourself, does this object bring me joy? Does it help me cultivate inner peace? By getting rid of items that no longer resonate with your essence, You not only free up physical space, but also create an energetic opening. This practice of letting go is a form of active meditation, where you become aware of your choices and what you really value in life. Stagnant energy is like a river that has dried up, not allowing life to flow freely. By releasing these objects, you allow new opportunities to enter your life. Remember that, according to Buddhist teachings, impermanence is a fundamental characteristic of existence. Just as leaves fall from trees, we must be willing to let go of what no longer serves us. This is not only a physical practice, but also a spiritual one. Every time you get rid of something unnecessary, you are practicing detachment, one of the pillars of the Buddhist path. The second change involves getting rid of objects that evoke negative memories or heavy emotions. On our journey, we often surround ourselves with memories that, instead of inspiring us, bind us to the past. The Buddha teaches us that suffering is often linked to our attachment to past experiences. By keeping objects that remind us of pain, we are perpetuating that suffering. Instead, create a space that reflects who you are today and who you want to be. This doesn't mean that you should forget your past, but rather that you should choose how it influences your present. If you have photos, mementos, or any object that brings up sadness or anger, consider letting them go. This is not an act of denial, but a practice of liberation. By getting rid of these objects, you are telling the universe that you are ready to move forward. This can be a powerful symbolic act, where you allow yourself to let go of the weight you no longer need to carry. By transforming your space, you also transform your mind, creating an environment that favors peace, joy, and abundance. Both practices of letting go and releasing negative objects are ways of cultivating a sacred space, where energy flows freely and where you can connect with your deepest essence. Remember that every object in your life should be an extension of who you are, not a burden. As you begin this process, allow yourself to feel the lightness and freedom that come with it. The transformation of space is a journey that reflects internal transformation, and this external harmony becomes a reflection of the peace you seek within yourself. When reflecting on the space we inhabit, it's important to remember that everything around us is energy. Every object, every color, every sound, everything has a vibration that affects us, even if we are often unaware of it. Buddhism teaches that our reality is shaped by our mind, and this extends to the environment we create. When we eliminate items that no longer serve us, we make room for the new and for abundance. Let's start by understanding the importance of letting go of objects that don't bring joy or usefulness. The first step is to take a sincere look at what we have in our space. Ask yourself, does this object bring peace to my heart? If the answer is no, consider letting it go. Detachment is one of the fundamental principles of Buddhism. It teaches us that true happiness comes not from accumulation, but from liberation. By letting go of what doesn't serve you, you create a vibrational field that attracts good and positive things. In addition, organizing your space is fundamental. A messy environment can reflect a confused mind. The practice of keeping your space tidy is a form of meditation in action. By tidying up, you not only clean your home, but also your mind. Every object you touch, every place you organize, is an opportunity to be present, to practice mindfulness. This is an invitation for serenity to enter your life. Now, let's talk about the energy of colors and how they affect our emotional state. Vibrant colors can raise the energy of a space, while dark colors can bring a feeling of heaviness. In Buddhism, light and color are seen as expressions of enlightenment and wisdom. Consider the color palette of your room. If you feel that some colors are not serving your inner peace, it may be time for a change. Add colors that evoke joy and tranquility, such as soft shades of blue or green. This simple act can transform not only the environment, but also your state of mind. Speaking of transformation, the presence of natural elements is also essential. Plants, flowers, and even sunlight bring a vital energy that connects you to nature. In Buddhism, nature is seen as a reflection of one's own being. By bringing natural elements into your space, you create a sanctuary that promotes harmony and connection with the whole. Each plant you tend is a reminder of the interconnectedness of all life forms. Finally, consider the influence of sounds. What you hear in your space can profoundly affect your energy. Soft sounds, such as running water or birdsong, can bring calm and clarity. On the other hand, aggressive noises can disturb your inner peace. Choose carefully what you allow into your sound space. The practice of silence is also powerful. By silencing your mind and surroundings, you open up to the wisdom that resides within you. These simple but profound steps can help transform your environment into a reflection of the serenity and abundance you wish to attract into your life. By taking care of your space with awareness, you also take care of your soul. The seventh element to eliminate from your room is emotional clutter. We often keep not only physical objects, but also memories and feelings that tie us to past experiences. Buddhist philosophy teaches that attachment is a source of suffering. When we cling to negative emotions such as anger, sadness, or regret, we create a charged mental and emotional space that hinders our evolution. Take a moment to reflect on the feelings you carry. Ask yourself, does this feeling still serve my life? If the answer is no, consider releasing it. You can do this through meditation, visualizing yourself letting go of these emotions like leaves falling from a tree. This practice not only relieves emotional weight, but also makes room for lighter, more positive feelings, allowing you to attract more harmonious experiences. Eighth, eliminate excessive expectations about the future. In Buddhism, we learn that expectation is a form of attachment that often brings frustration. When we create a fixed image of how things should be, we put a barrier between ourselves and the reality of the present moment. This barrier prevents us from appreciating the beauty of impermanence, which is one of the fundamental truths of our existence. Instead of getting lost in worries about what may or may not happen, practice acceptance. This doesn't mean passivity, but rather a recognition that life is fluid and full of surprises. By letting go of expectations, you open your heart to new possibilities. The practice of mindfulness can be a powerful tool here. By focusing on the present, you begin to realize the richness that each moment offers. This creates a space of gratitude and contentment, allowing you to live more fully. These two elements, emotional clutter and excessive expectations, are deeply interconnected. When we release our heavy emotions, we become more open and receptive to the present, which helps us loosen our grip on the future. By creating this space, not only in our physical environment, but also in our mind and heart, we allow the energy of serenity and abundance to flow freely. Every small change we make to ourselves and our spaces reflects on our lives, creating a spiral of growth and harmony. Life becomes lighter and full of possibilities when we learn to let go and live with intention. By implementing these changes, you are not only transforming your room, but also your spiritual and emotional journey. The first change you might consider is getting rid of broken or damaged objects. In Buddhism, we believe that everything is interconnected. When we keep items in our space that are not whole, we are, in a way, perpetuating an energy of incompleteness and disharmony. These broken objects, be they furniture, utensils, or even decorative items, can symbolize unresolved aspects in our lives. By putting them away, we are not just physically cleaning up the environment, we are also making room for healing and wholeness. So look around you and ask yourself, what in this space reflects my own fragility? By removing these objects, you allow energy to flow more freely and healthily. The second element to consider is items that no longer mean anything to you. We often keep things out of attachment or obligation, such as gifts we don't like or memories of periods that are no longer part of our journey. In Buddhism, letting go is a fundamental practice for achieving freedom. By releasing these objects, you not only create a lighter physical space, but also free your mind and heart from unnecessary ties. Ask yourself, does this object still serve me? Does it bring joy or just heavy memories? By uprooting yourself from these things, you make room for new experiences that really resonate with who you are now. The third aspect that deserves attention is the colors and patterns that dominate your space. Vibrant colors and chaotic patterns can cause distractions and mental agitation, while softer, more harmonious tones promote tranquility and clarity. Buddhism teaches us the importance of the aesthetics of the environment as a reflection of our inner state. Consider changing the color palette of your space, opting for shades that evoke peace and serenity. A balanced environment is an invitation to meditation and reflection, allowing you to connect more deeply with yourself and the world around you. The fourth element to eliminate is images or memories that evoke negative emotions. Photographs of relationships that have brought pain or memories of difficult times can disturb the peace you seek. On the Buddhist path, we recognize that the mind is influenced by its surroundings. If your space contains elements that bring sadness or anger, how can you cultivate happiness? By removing these images, you are not denying your past, but choosing to live in the present with a clearer, lighter mind. Finally, consider the presence of objects that symbolize obligations or unfulfilled tasks. These items can generate unnecessary emotional and mental weight. In Buddhism, we learn the importance of the present moment and clear intention. By surrounding yourself with things that remind you of what still needs to be done, you can feel constantly under pressure. Evaluate what is really necessary and what can be put aside. By doing this, you create a space not only physically, but also emotionally, where the energy of fulfillment and peace can flow more freely. This renewed space will allow new opportunities and experiences to enter your life, bringing with them the serenity and abundance you deserve. The presence of accumulated objects can create an emotional density that prevents us from flowing with life. In Buddhism, we learn that impermanence is one of the fundamental truths of existence. Each object we keep can be linked to memories, feelings, and experiences that often no longer serve us. By clinging to these things, we perpetuate a cycle of suffering and stagnation. The first thing to consider is physical clutter. Every item in our space should reflect our intention and our state of being. If an object brings up discomfort or memories of difficult times, ask yourself, does this still serve me? If the answer is no, allow yourself to let go. Detachment is a central teaching in Buddhism, and by releasing what doesn't serve us, we create space for new experiences and positive energies. Another important aspect is the symbolism of objects. Many of us keep gifts or souvenirs from people who are no longer in our lives, or from moments that no longer represent who we are. These items can carry negative energy that prevents us from moving forward. As you look at each object, look for the connection you still have with it. If there isn't a positive connection, consider whether it's time to let it go. The color and shape of the objects in our environment also influence our state of mind. Dark colors or broken objects can convey a feeling of sadness or discouragement. Try to replace these items with elements that bring joy and lightness. In Buddhism, the color white is often associated with purity and enlightenment. By incorporating colors that evoke serenity, you can create a space that encourages meditation and inner peace. In addition, nature plays a fundamental role in our lives. Plants and flowers not only beautify our space, but also bring vitality and renewal. The energy of nature is a way of connecting with the present. Having a small green corner in your room can serve as a constant reminder that life is a cycle of growth and transformation. Finally, consider the lighting in your space. Natural light, when possible, is a powerful source of energy. It connects us with the rhythm of nature and reminds us that everything is constantly changing. If natural light is not abundant, try using soft, warm lights, which create a welcoming and peaceful atmosphere. When approaching the organization of your space, do so with an open mind and a light heart. Each time you remove something, visualize the energy being released, allowing new possibilities to enter your life. This practice is not just about physical space, but also about emotional and mental cleansing. By creating an environment that reflects serenity and abundance, you are actually creating an inner space for peace and wisdom to manifest. Remember that every small change has the power to profoundly impact your life. The path to self-knowledge is made up of subtle steps, and transforming your environment is one of those steps. By taking care of your space, you're also taking care of your soul.